How can I help you, Governor?
Some dirtbag from the Attorney General's office has dared to mention the word jail.
Somebody call the ambulance.
What did you say?
Well, the haters are gonna love this one. How's it going, guys? It's the Peruvian Trucker back with another video. And before we get into the subject of this video, I wanted to take a minute to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I hope that your 2024 has been as great as you were expecting it to be, and I wish you the best in 2025. And of course, I also hope and I wish that you're spending it with your loved ones. As you guys know, I'm going to be working for the holidays, but that's all right. And we're going to just push through. Now let's get to the video, guys. So as you guys know, I turned in my standard lease truck in October of this year, and I got my lease purchase. I don't know if I was clear about this on those videos, but I did not complete my lease. I turned my truck in before my lease completion, about 10 months before it. I started my lease, a 3-year lease, in July, end of July of 2022, meaning that my lease would have been done in August of 2025. So about 10 months before the completion. And by doing so, I forfeited my lease completion bonus. Now, this does not mean that if you complete your lease, you will not get charged to recondition the truck. That will happen regardless. The thing is that if you complete your lease and you get your completion bonus, the money to recondition the truck will come out of your completion bonus, so you won't feel it. I was aware of this when I decided to return my lease early. I had my reasons to do so. I will explain those on a later video. But regardless, this is what happened. I turned in my truck 10 months before the lease completion, and I was expecting to get charged, I want to say around $3,000 to recondition the truck. And I underestimated how much I was going to get charged. I want to apologize for having taken so long to record this video. The thing is that from the date you turn in your truck, Prime and Success Leasing have 45 days to go through everything and come up with all these charges. Meaning that, you know, through a number of settlements, I got charged little amounts here and there. And once it all was said and done, I had to go back through all of the settlements to calculate the numbers and make a spreadsheet for you guys. So there we go. This spreadsheet will be available in the link in the description below, as well as in the comments. I will pin the link to a comment on this video. I just wanted to go through some of the items because I underestimated what I thought I was going to get charged for. There were things that I just didn't think I was going to get charged for, like cabin filters or wipers or batteries for the truck. If you go to the second line, the one for truck maintenance, they tested all the batteries and they replaced 3 out of the 4. One of my batteries exploded around, I want to say, probably August, and got replaced at a TA. So you can see that they tested them all, and well, the remaining 3 were out of spec. You can also see that they charged me for stuff like the mirrors being loose, bumper support being loose, mud flaps, etc. And these are things that I just didn't think about when I was getting my truck ready. Because when you're driving the truck, I honestly wouldn't have thought that something like a mirror would get loose. And even if you think that a mirror can get loose, you would assume that because it's a freaking Freightliner that shakes when you hit a crack on the road, it wouldn't be like a driver induced problem or a driver generated problem, if that makes sense. I wasn't happy, let's just say. But then I rationalized it because, as you guys know, I've worked on the car industry. I was a service technician before. And I actually worked reconditioning cars for BMW for a little bit. And once I went through and I should have known. I should have had that mindset. I really didn't. I went in with a customer mindset. And once I went through the invoices and I look at the notes, at the things that were done, it makes sense. It makes sense. And it's funny because when I was in the car industry, I did the same thing. You replace the cabin filters, you do everything that you can. Not only because that will make you money as a technician, but because you want to make sure that everything is in good shape so that the next person can drive the truck. Not to mention that I did use the truck for 250,000 miles. I was responsible for some of the wear items that they ended up replacing. Even if it is a cabin filter, I used the truck for 2 years. I'm not a smoker, so there wasn't really any smells in the truck, but I can imagine that if there would have been a smoker, they definitely would have had to replace the cabin filter. That would have been, stinking out the whole truck. So feel free to go to the list and comment below if you disagree with any of these charges. If you want me to go into further detail on some of these charges, let me know in the comments, and then I can deep dive on each invoice if you want me to. Now, with all that being said, there were still a couple of charges that I wasn't 100% in agreement with, let's say. There were a couple of things that I didn't feel I was responsible for. So when I got off of home time back in November, I went to the terminal to chase down a couple people and get some answers on these charges, try to fight them, if you will. Thought that the fairings, the side steps or fairings, were cracked, and I was told by the technician in the assessment bay at Pittston that that was being caused by the truck wash bay. And regardless, I didn't feel like I was responsible for that because that was clearly something that I didn't damage. Both fairings on each side were splitting in the same spot with no damage around them. Clearly, that was a failure point of the part. And also, if you look at the fourth line, the out-of-service inspection and repairs, stuff like the deer guard being loose or the hood mirror being loose or the bumper support being loose, I got backed into about a year ago, and those things were repaired. So I honestly thought that I didn't necessarily know that that was going to be covered by the insurance claim or by the shop that repaired the bumper because it happened so long ago. And, as I mentioned, the Freightliners just shake themselves apart. But I wasn't going to go down without a fight, if you will. So I went to the terminal after I was home, and I spent an entire day chasing people around. I went to Success Leasing, then I went to claims, then I went to the tractor shop, then I went to the tire bay, then I went back to Success Leasing, and finally I found the right person that was able to he credited me back a couple of things on the spot. Not everything. Repairs to the front bumper or the front end of the truck, he refunded me that on the spot. And I talked to him on Thursday at noon, and that money that he refunded me was back in my account or on my settlement the next day, that Friday. So the total, as you can see on the spreadsheet, is $4,786 with 21 cents. I managed to get $2,000 back. And if I'm honest, there's two things. I could have dealt with all this stuff over the phone. I could have chased people down over the phone, but personally, I wanted to go to the terminal and go to the appropriate departments and sit down and get this explained to me. Not only for my own benefit because I wanted to get that information, but also because it would have been good for this video to relay this information to you guys. And also because honestly, I hate dealing with stuff over the phone. I hate being given the runaround. I hate being put on hold. I hate all that stuff. I'd rather just, suck it up, go to the place, and get it over with. And anyone could argue that by making that decision, I put myself in the situation where by shutting down to get these answers, I lost more money than the money that I got back. I would have made more money had I just ran and let the charges go. But of course, I wanted to get some answers, so, take that as you want. A lot of people told me that I should have just completed my lease to get the money so I wouldn't have to pay for all this stuff. And I disagree. I wholeheartedly disagree on that. And I will make a separate video about that. Why you should turn in your lease. You should walk away from your lease as soon as possible. But that will be the subject for the next video. Once again, I want to thank you guys for watching. If you made it to this part of the video, I hope you have a great Christmas and a happy New Year. I may go live on Christmas Day. We'll see. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I hope you have a great holiday. Bye. Tonight on Stupid Decisions, we are finding out if wearing sandals on freezing weather will get me sick. Stay tuned.